This is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with us. A local radio personality is behind bars tonight, accused of possessing child pornography.
Mark Kane joins us now with more on the investigation into Q106 morning DJ Jackson Jones.
Yes,
Mark?
Susan and Eric. Matthew Jones, who goes by Jackson Jones on the radio, was arrested late last night in Mount Horeb. Jones is currently in the Dane County Jail facing a tentative charge of child pornography. The Mount Horeb Police Department was notified of a possible child pornography possession in the village back in December, and last night a search warrant was executed at a home on Ridge Drive. That's when police arrested the 40-year-old. Several electronics were also taken during the investigation. Jones is no longer listed on the Q106 website, so it's unknown if he is still employed by the station. Police say the investigation is ongoing, but they believe there is no danger to the community. Jones is expected to make his first appearance tomorrow in Dane County Court. We're keeping an eye on this case as it continues to develop. Susan?
Mark, thank you. We learned more today about that deadly plane crash near Janesville. This afternoon, a spokesman for the NTSB says the pilot reported engine troubles before the plane went down moments after takeoff. The NTSB spokesman told us the two people on the plane were traveling from Appleton to Florida when they stopped for fuel in Janesville. The plane tried to return to the airport but never made it, crashing on the southeast edge of Happy Hollow Park. The official report will take 1 to 2 years, and that will determine the cause of the crash, but we should get a preliminary report by later this month. The names of the two people on board the plane still have not been released.
Well, a seasonal Thursday, but we could see some possible snow accumulation this weekend. Let's get your first warn forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti on the weather patio. Gary.
Well, it was certainly nice to see the sun today, and that made a difference with temperatures. As we start out by taking a look at visible cloud track, you can see there's very little in the way of cloud cover north of Madison. More clouds coming into the southern part of the state, but at this point it looks like the threat for snow will stay to our south and to our east. There are a few flurries in the Chicago area. Low temperatures this morning above zero for the first time in almost 2 weeks. 6 was the low here in Madison. Areas closer to the Dells were down closer to zero, but high temperatures were in the lower to middle 20s. Madison reached 25 thanks to that afternoon sunshine, and right now temperatures are in the upper teens to the lower 20s, but notice there's no wind chill. The air is very light, not much of a breeze out there, so wind chills will not be a factor tonight, even though the low temperature will drop to around 6 degrees by tomorrow morning with partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow should be partly sunny, a little colder, high temperature topping out at 19, but we'll continue the upward trend in temperatures as we head through the end of the week and then see some snow on Sunday afternoon. Sunday night, I'll tell you how much we can expect in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. It's been in Wisconsin for at least a month. Now the UK COVID variant has been found in Dane County. The health department says the person who tested positive for the variant had no recent travel history outside of the county. Researchers believe this strain of the virus spreads more easily and rapidly than the original strain. County Executive Joe Parisi says this is a reminder to keep wearing masks and practice social distancing, even though more people are getting vaccinated.
The state is launching an online COVID-19 vaccine registry next month, and Dane County will help get it up and running.
The goal is to make it easier for people to find a place to get the vaccine. Brady Mallory explains how the registry will work. Brady?
Well, this new online feature will do several things. It screens people for eligibility, guides them through making an appointment if they are eligible for a vaccine, and connects their personal information with vaccinators so health officials can monitor their vaccine dosage. A number of local health departments will start testing the registry next week. A full launch will follow on March 1st. If your health department is participating in the registry, this is when you'll be able to access it. The site will also be updated often to include new eligibility groups.
Those will all be incorporated into the screening criteria in the tool, and so it'll be really helpful. Anyone using this will be able to immediately, by using the tool, screen for those eligibility groups.
DHS is working with Microsoft on this registry. Health officials say problems are possible, but they hope any that pop up will be solved in a short time. They also have backup paper resources available in case the software glitches. The registry comes as states continue to see a limited amount of vaccine supply allotted to them by the federal government. However, DHS officials say our allotment is growing. Next week, Wisconsin is set to receive 115,000 first doses to distribute to vaccinator sites. which is an increase from mid-January.
Brady, thank you. Vaccinations continue to increase as cases decrease in Wisconsin. Health officials recorded 733 new cases of the virus, but 18 new deaths. Meanwhile, more than 40,000 people got vaccines in the last day. DHS says nearly 290,000, or 5% of people statewide, have received both doses of a COVID vaccine. And in Dane County, nearly 41,000, or 7.5% of people, have received both doses.
Republicans accuse Governor Evers of including divisive policies in his budget plans that are, quote, dead on arrival.
So Naomi Cole sat down with Governor Evers today in a one-on-one interview to get his response. Naomi?
The governor's budget has massive changes, includes massive changes to things like juvenile justice reform, health care, and also big funding for K-12 education. But Republicans have called issues like Medicaid expansion, marijuana legalization, repeal of Act 10, raising the minimum wage. These are all dead on arrival in the legislature. They say including those in the budget is politics, not governing.
Why include policies in a budget plan that clearly don't have a chance in the legislature?
Well, I'm not sure they don't. Well, those policies didn't come out of thin air. Again, recreational marijuana, it's passed many referendums across the state of Wisconsin. Polls indicate that people want it. Medicaid expansion, same thing.
We had a wide-ranging interview today covering the future of those proposals and where he's willing to compromise. So later at 6, we'll have more from that interview. You'll also be hearing from Republican leaders on the Budget Committee who they have the unique position of deciding what exactly happens next.
All right, Naomi, thank you. The Wisconsin Senate has approved a bipartisan bill designed to begin updating the state's antiquated unemployment insurance system. Governor Evers has blamed that current system for causing delays in the processing of claims filed during the pandemic. The measure also includes portions of a COVID-19 bill that the governor vetoed. It would waive the one-week waiting period to receive unemployment benefits until March 14th and extend limited liability from coronavirus-related lawsuits to businesses, governments, and schools. The bill now heads to the Assembly, which could vote on it as early as Tuesday. The governor signaled that he would sign it.
And he's also signed into law a bill that cuts taxes by nearly $500 million for Wisconsin businesses that accepted loans to help them get through the pandemic.
Assembly Bill number 2 will bring over $400 million in tax relief to people in our state, and it's really an important part of our bounce back effort.
The new law makes loans administered through the federal government's Paycheck Protection Program tax deductible under Wisconsin's tax code. The loans are already tax deductible under federal law, but not under the state code. It's estimated to result in a state tax cut of $540 million by the middle of 2023.
UW-Madison going bold with its plans for later this year. The athletics department hoping to fill Camp Randall with fans.
The plan, of course, dependent on where the state is in the fight against coronavirus in August. Our Adam Duxter is live at Camp Randall with why the excitement extends beyond just the stadium walls. Adam?
When 80,000 fans come to Camp Randall for a game, they don't just go right to the stadium. They go to the shops and the restaurants and the hotels that surround it. And while nothing is set in stone quite yet, those shops, restaurants, and hotels are excited about the possibility. It's been nearly a year and a half since the inside of Camp Randall looked like this, and the outside like that. And while everyone agrees that no fans in 2020 was the right decision, those with Downtown Madison Inc. say ultimately it was a costly one.
It was very difficult for many businesses, right? Places like Hotel Red, remained closed for the near term, and they might have reopened, say, if it wasn't for COVID.
Jason Ilstrup with DMI says each home game represents $16 million in revenue. Without this past season, downtown took a hit like it hadn't seen before.
But it's all the bars and restaurants located there. It's the Ubers and the Lyft and the buses that you use to get there. It's the parking. It's the hotels. Badger Athletics is hugely important to Madison. Honestly, it's important to our entire state.
Today, UW Athletics announced its hopes for this fall. Fill Camp Randall as much as it's safe to. Ideally, a full house.
We have a desire to get back to where we were for the health of our community, for the health of our department. the opportunity for our student athletes to play in front of the crowd that they dreamed of playing in front of.
But even if it's not full capacity, but rather just a portion of fans, Ilstrup says it'll help downtown rebuild, slowly refilling its streets, shops, and storefronts with the people who are so badly missed.
We're all looking to do something, to be near people, to be together in a safe way, and this potentially is one way we could do that.
And again, officials want to stress that filling Camp Randall this fall isn't a set-in-stone plan, but rather it's their hope for the season. Ilstrup says bringing back fans for Badger football could be the start of more in-person events in downtown Madison.
Adam Duxter live at Camp Randall. Adam, thank you. And from packed stands to nearly full classrooms, UW System President Tommy Thompson wants 75% of classes to be taught in person this fall. Thompson says the system's aggressive testing protocols, social distancing, and masks have kept COVID-19 infection rates low. He says the time has come to resume as much of an in-person campus experience as possible this fall.
The president and vice president received a closed-door COVID briefing this morning as the administration rallies support for its $1.9 trillion COVID relief package. Lawmakers say they are still on track to vote on that package in the House as early as next week before then sending it to the Senate for consideration. Vice President Kamala Harris is meeting virtually with members of Congress and business leaders to discuss how the pandemic has disproportionately impacted women in our economy. Government statistics show since the start of the pandemic, more women have been laid off or have simply left the workforce compared to men.
Last February, around 5 million women were business owners, and 2 months later, by April, 1 in 4 had closed their doors.
New numbers out this morning show unemployment claims rose last week with another 861,000 people applying for benefits.
Flu activity is at its lowest in years. So low, in fact, the numbers are shocking. In the first week of February, 4 people nationwide tested positive for flu. The CDC says only 189 tests submitted to its surveillance program have come back positive this season. The agency says it's possible that coronavirus masking, cleaning, and distancing have all kept the flu at bay.
No degree needed to make a real-world impact, especially in southern Wisconsin. Up next, how UW-Madison students are helping draw tourists to a nearby county in the midst of the pandemic. And coming up tonight at 6, could an expansion be coming to the Monona Terrace? The mayor will let us know when that could happen. That's next hour on News 3 Now at 6. And red numbers on Wall Street, the Dow falling 120 points, the NASDAQ loses 100, S&P down 17. And we'll be right back after a short break.
It's the A1 Furniture and Mattress Instant Cashback event. Save up to 40% off store-wide. Plus, get $50 instant cashback on every $500 you spend. Take advantage of 4 years free financing with qualified purchase. Shop in-store or online. Only at A1 Furniture.
President's Day means more savings at the Brothers Maine President's Day Super Sale. Get in right now for the sale of the season with more savings on more brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. We've got a lot more satisfaction for you at Maine, like up to 18-month 0% financing and free delivery to make life a little easier. Hey, there's more home satisfaction at the Moore store. The President's Day Super Sale. More selection, more savings, and more satisfaction today at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Erectile dysfunction for men of all ages has become much more common. In fact, most men don't realize that 90% of erectile dysfunction is a direct result of broken down old blood vessels. This causes a lack of blood flow that is critical when achieving an erection. With our state-of-the-art technology, we're able to stimulate new stem cell growth right in our office with no pills, no needles, no surgery, and no pain.
To book your consultation and get back to natural functionability, call Peak Performance for Men today.
You thought you were the only ones who'd go someplace just because you liked the name of the town. The only ones who didn't just want to see the world, but needed to explore every corner of it. You thought you were the only ones until you discovered others just like you. Jeep Cherokee, there's only one.
Right now, get 0% financing for 84 months or $4,750 total cash allowance on select 2021 Jeep Cherokee models. Hurry to the Jeep President's Day event today.
Right now is a great time for a fresh start with Feldco.
Get your home improvement project started today and take advantage of 40% off Feldco's energy-efficient windows. Plus, no interest until 2022. Tackle the to-do list early and enjoy the warmer weather ahead.
40% off windows ends soon. Call now. Feldco, improving lives one home at a time.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Get instant cash back on every mattress purchase over $500 only at A1 Furniture. Save up to 40% off top name brand mattresses. Plus, get instant cash back and 4 years free financing with qualified purchase. Shop in-store or online now at A1 Furniture.
Tonight at 6, we're sitting down for a one-on-one interview with Governor Tony Evers about his priorities for the year and a look at plans for a new DHS website that'll allow people to register for a vaccine and even schedule an appointment.
Waking up to stuff like this should never be a surprise. Download the Channel 3000 First Warn app and be ready for whatever Mother Nature throws our way. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. The Adams County Chamber of Commerce and Tourism is praising a group of UW-Madison students who went above and beyond for them.
Jamie Perez explains how they helped out this rural community.
Out of Wisconsin's 72 counties, Adams County has not moved from the 19th top destination spots in about 10 years. So tourism leaders there reached out to students at UW-Madison hoping for a spark. And what they got, they were blown away by. Through a program called University Alliance, local governments can get paired with students to help them with real-world situations. Adams County wanted help increasing winter tourism. The director of their Chamber of Commerce and Tourism said that students went above and beyond when they finished up their marketing campaign.
They pitched the idea of winter has never been cooler and had all the different outdoor activities that we could take in a pandemic or not. That was just awesome. That was super what we were looking for.
And word of mouth has gotten around and now has caught the eye of the Chula Vista Resort in the Dells. Hook said they're now looking at using the students for their own ad campaign. Adams County says it plans to launch all of the students' marketing materials within the next year, and they wanted to point out that this was just one group's success story. They have about 34 other groups of students working on helping real-world clients as well. For News 3 Now, I'm Jamie Perez.
And we'll hear from a student who was part of that project coming up tonight at 6.
More snow blanketing the Northeast. By the time it's over late Friday, that part of the country could get another 3 inches of snow and up to a quarter inch of ice, way below average temperatures, still crippling parts of the South, especially down in Texas. Power outages there did drop below the 500,000 mark for the first time in 4 days, but many people are still without safe drinking water. Critics say Texas long ignored recommendations to winterize power sources.
Warnings have been there for years. This was a train wreck on the way to happening 10 years ago.
And while many Texans struggle with the weather, photos on social media show Texas Senator Ted Cruz heading to Cancun. He issued a statement saying he was accompanying his daughters on a trip and is returning today.
Let's get a check on our weather now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, we continue to see our temperatures go up a few degrees, and that's always a good trend, especially when we've been so bitterly cold for almost 2 weeks. 3 things you need to know. Look for high temperatures in the upper teens for tomorrow, so just a little colder than today, but we should be in the lower to middle 20s on Saturday. And then by the weekend, high temperature, or by the latter part of the weekend, temperatures will crack the 30-degree mark. Low temperatures should be 0 or above for both tonight and for Friday night, and wind chills really should be negligible because the winds will be pretty light. Now, we are looking for some snow Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. Light accumulations are expected through much of southern Wisconsin, and then it'll be mild with temperatures near 40 degrees for high temperatures on Tuesday and Wednesday before we turn a little colder, see some snow chances toward the end of next week. Low temperatures last night were generally above 0 across the entire state. Here in Madison, we were at 6 degrees above 0. Eau Claire, one of the exceptions, but they were only below 0 by a degree, so we are trending in the right direction. Current temperatures are in the upper teens to the lower 20s. I mean, not a heat wave by any stretch of the imagination, but compared to 24 hours ago, they're up about 4 to 5 degrees in most cases, and we'll after dropping back just a little bit for tomorrow, we'll see that trend continue as we head into the early part of next week. Still widespread snow cover across the Midwest, heaviest snow cover across southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, especially in the Chicago area where they got dumped on from Lake Michigan, even into the Milwaukee and Racine and Kenosha counties, but all of the states seeing a pretty healthy snowpack, and that's what will keep temperatures down before we can see any kind of significant warm-up. As we look at Doppler track, we're certainly not adding to the snow today. We've had a few clouds start to move in this afternoon, but the snow generally is to our east across Michigan and moving away from us. Eastern part of the country, different story. More snow heading in that direction. On the southern edge of this, you can start to see some freezing rain mixing in over parts of West Virginia, eventually heading up toward Washington, D.C., or just north of there. So another batch of wintry weather heading in that direction. Now, we're looking for perhaps about 1 to 2, maybe locally 3 inches of snow on Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. Not looking at a big snow, but it'll be enough to probably make the roads slippery for a while. But by Monday, temperatures will be up into the middle 30s. Putting some salt on the roads will finally work this time. Our forecast for tomorrow calls for partly sunny skies, just a little colder than today. High temperature topping out at 19 degrees. As we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, we're down to 0 for Friday night, Saturday up to 23 with sunny skies, and then that snow Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, couple of inches possible. And notice those temperatures near 40 for Tuesday and Wednesday. Some light snow on Thursday. I took out the mixed precipitation. That system looks a little bit weaker. And then we have a flurry chance into Friday morning and maybe some light snow toward Sunday of next weekend. As we look at first warn traffic, it's a pretty quiet day on the roads. Not seeing any major issues on the Beltline, on I-39, 90, 94 on the east side of Madison. Through the Isthmus, a few delays on East Washington Avenue as usual this time of day. Right now, a 14 to 15 minute trip either direction on the Beltline between University Avenue and the interstate. Heading out of Madison will take you 25 minutes from the Beltline southward to Janesville on I-39, 90. US 12 from Middleton to Sauk City is a 16-minute commute, and from downtown to Sun Prairie and East Washington Avenue and US 151, it'll take you 17 minutes. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. And ahead on News 3 Now at 5, there's a new way for your child to take driver's education courses. I'll show you how it works ahead at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It's your last chance for the biggest President's Day sale in Wisconsin at Ashley Home Store. Get our very best deals of the season, including doorbusters up to 50% off. Plus, take bonus holiday discounts off our sale prices and interest-free financing for 5 years. Ashley Home Store.
At Mastercraft, we make great doors inside and out. Whether you're looking to update your home with a mission-style door, a rustic-looking Naughty Alder door, a classic 6-panel door, a modern flat-panel door, a new traditional door, or something else to complete your home, we've got you covered. Because with Mastercraft, we make great doors inside and out.
Save big money at Menards.
Are you sick of the areas of your home being cold in the winter or hot in the summer? Your house is a complete system of components that need to work together, similar to the human body. Just like us, your home needs to breathe too. If we're letting our home breathe fresh air, we'll be healthier and regulate our temperature better. Wouldn't it be great if we could show you all the areas needing improvement in just minutes without tearing the house apart? That is what our thermal imaging does for you. It will show the temperature differences and areas of air exchange. Then you'll know what areas need to be improved. Just like going to the doctor, except these doctors do house calls. This will also help in preventing the entrance of harmful pollutants inside your house. You can now easily bring down the energy bills and have a durable and safe home environment with Fry Construction. Visit fryconstruction.com to schedule your free professional house call with a thermal imaging and insulation specialist.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford, plus a $2,000 money-back guarantee. To see how much you could save, call 1-800-949-9757. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a $2,000 money-back guarantee. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. Find out how easy it is. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-949-9757.
Wisconsin's biggest President's Day appliance sale ends Tuesday at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Get guaranteed delivery in 5 days or less on in-stock appliances and no interest financing for 18 months at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Teens will now be able to take driver's ed courses without leaving home. AAA offering how to drive curriculum for future drivers completely online. The online class can replace the in-person class most teens take at the schools they attend. The course features 30 hours of interactive training approved by the state of Wisconsin. AAA experts say the class is great for students who don't have much free time.
Online program does allow you to work through the program at your own pace, set your own schedule, which is really important for teens who are often, pretty busy as it is with their regular classwork, extracurriculars they may be involved in. Maybe they have a part-time job after school, other family commitments. It's really nice that you could build your own schedule, work at your own pace, and still get all of the best learning techniques.
And the class is only $125. That's cheaper than most in-person classes. For more on how you can sign your child up for the online course, just visit AAA.com.
NASA's newest Mars rover named Perseverance successfully arrived on the red planet today, beginning a historic mission. After a nearly 300 million mile trek through the stars, the rover transmitted its first photo of the Martian surface back to Earth, signaling that it's ready to begin its mission. The car-sized robotic spacecraft will begin one of its primary jobs, searching for signs of life. The rover is looking for evidence of long-dead microscopic organisms that may have thrived on the planet billions of years ago.
The Mars Sample Return Project, of course, is probably the most challenging thing we've ever attempted within NASA. We are hoping to learn if life ever existed in the ancient past on Mars.
Perseverance is also tasked with another first, exploring the planet's surface from the air thanks to a drone helicopter named Ingenuity. With their numerous cameras and drone and the rover will study the climate and geology of the planet.
Pretty cool watching that today. We'll have a final check of your first warn forecast in just a moment.
It's the A1 Furniture and Mattress Instant Cashback event. Save up to 40% off store-wide. Plus, get $50 instant cashback on every $500 you spend. Take advantage of 4 years free financing with qualified purchase. Shop in-store or online. Only at A1 Furniture.
My lips get so dry and cracked, I need serious relief. That's why I use O'Keefe's Lip Repair. It's all-day moisture in one use and is guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked lips.
Also available in O'Keefe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands.
Want to brain better? Unlike ordinary memory supplements, Nariva has clinically proven ingredients that fuel 5 indicators of brain performance: memory, focus, accuracy, learning, and concentration. Try our new gummies for 30 days and see the difference.
Let's say your car needs a new part, like an alternator. You could get just the one part at the typical auto parts store. Or for the same money at rockauto.com, get the alternator plus the belt and tensioner kit you'll need to do the repair right and have money left over to buy lunch. Since 1999, rockauto.com has provided reliably low prices, easy-to-use website, huge selection of parts, and fast shipping.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
It's time to upgrade your downtime. It's time for Stressless. Now at the Century House. Go from one grade of leather to a higher one for free. Or save $300 on Stressless Sunrise recliners. Don't wait. Save hundreds on Stressless comfort. At the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Every year, thousands of Wisconsin residents make the difficult choice between eating or heating their home. So News 3 Now and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund would like to thank all who donated to our Week of Warmth. Your generous gifts of warmth will directly help your neighbors in crisis. For more information about the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund, visit kwwf.org. Week of Warmth for the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund, sponsored by Viridian Homes.
Are your windows drafty, broken, or your energy bills on the rise? The Champion family is here to help you stay comfortable in your home all year long. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Call now or download our free buyer's guide at getchampionwindows.com today.
Get instant cash back on every mattress purchase over $500 only at A1 Furniture. Save up to 40% off top name brand mattresses. Plus, get instant cash back and 4 years free financing with qualified purchase. Shop in-store or online now at A1 Furniture.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, millions in Texas told to boil water as the state grapples with bursting pipes and empty store shelves. How the weather disaster could lead to the largest insurance claim filing in the state's history. Plus, NASA nails the landing. After 7 minutes of terror, the rover Perseverance arrives on the red planet to hunt for signs of past life. And Naomi Osaka beats Serena Williams in a battle for the ages. Why it could be farewell for the greatest of all time. That's tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
Let's go to meteorologist Gary Canalti with a final check of the forecast.
Well, it's nice not to have to worry about talking about snow. There's nothing really on high-resolution radar. Temperatures, while not back to normal, certainly a lot better than they have been in recent days. 22 right now, Madison, 25 in Janesville. Even the cold spots, Viroqua and Wisconsin Dells in the upper teens. Over the next 12 hours, those temperatures will stay above zero, probably dropping to around 6 above zero by early tomorrow morning. Look for a high of 19 tomorrow, 23 on Saturday. Some light snow on Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, and then temperatures milder for the first part of next week.
All right, Gary, thanks. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.